Hello, today I learned competitive analysis. Yesterday I learned about what was yesterday? Yesterday was about, let me think, relationship, trust, I think, relationships and community building. Trust, relationships and community building. That's it. So, and today, basically, that people don't just buy on. People don't just buy because they buy. They buy because they want to know why, also, right? And today, I learned competitive analysis. Basically, it is about like you need a good competitive analysis because you need to have that in order to create a proper value prop for your client, right? So you want to do a proper value proposition. How do you do that? Well, you start off with a proper competitive analysis. And so you start off with doing some research in your competitors. And I learned about today that there is something I learned today, something new I learned, is that there's two different competitors. There's indirect competition and there's direct competition. And direct competition is, for example, I think everybody's gonna understand this example, so that's why I'm saying this example. But let's take, for example, I don't know, very random now, but let's just take a hairline on your hair, like hairline. And a afro hair that is having a good hairline is indirect to a African American, hairline that is not, good hairline. Those two are indirect to each other because one is good hairline, one is not good hairline. Same thing goes, for example, if you want to apply this to like a brand in real life. Same thing goes for example, Amazon and let's say Target in USA. Okay, you have Amazon, which you as a consumer you want same day delivery or the next day or as soon as possible. You want it at home. The product you want it at home. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you have Target, which is a one-stop place, big place where you buy in-person stuff, right? It doesn't come to your place. It doesn't come to your home. It's two different things, and each other is indirect to the other, right? That is an example of indirect competition, right? It's same thing, basically. You buy a lot of random stuff, but they're indirect to each other, and that is an example of indirect competition. Direct competition would, for example, be a guy having a hairline and it's a good hairline, and another guy having a hairline that is also good. That is direct competition because it's the same thing, right? And I think you can figure out an example of real brand yourself. I don't have to go through that. It's pretty straightforward, right? So that's the first step you have to do in order to do a proper competitive analysis. And my take on why we do this is because we want to find out these certain things in order to create a good value proposition. And why do we want to do a value prop? Because we want to stand out. We want to define what makes us unique, right? We want to define what makes us different. We want to differentiate ourselves, right, in the market. And that is very important when we are working as a marketing agency, when we want to turn this into a marketing agency, advertising agency, whatever. I want to do that, at least. So very important to stand out, right? So this is what I learned today. That was my take for learning today. I didn't listen to a podcast. I watched a YouTube video, and then I took notes, of course, and I did kind of an activity. I for today also to kind of kind of see if I learned the things I took in, or if I just, information overload in and out. But yeah, that's it. And I also read 10 pages of my book today, which is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And it's a very classic book, but I think I want to start somewhere, you know. Yeah, then I heard something from Luke Belmer that reading books like these, you're not gonna have an advantage, which my take on that is pretty much the same as his, that you're not gonna have an advantage in the real life. If you're gonna read the same books like everybody else, how are you gonna be different? For example, if you get put in a podcast and someone invite you and say, when you become successful, and they say, hey, come join this podcast, come do this podcast with us, I'm inviting you to do this. No, you're just gonna say like the same stuff that everybody else repeats on and on and on, because you have read about it and you have read exactly the same things. You're gonna be very boring. So, but at least I'm starting somewhere, right? So that's my take, at least. And I think overall today went pretty good. I did the mistake in the morning. I woke up pretty early today. I woke up at like 5 a.m. I snoozed, however, I snoozed from like 4:45 a.m. to 5 a.m. So I think I'm gonna like title the video to something like that, and then yeah, that made my day pretty much almost destroyed it a bit. And yeah, because then I did my morning routine pretty much, because this is what happened, right? I pretty much did my morning routine, right? And then I had nothing to do, and the time was like 7 a.m. and that is usually when I still sleep, right? But yeah, I had pretty much done everything, and then I got stuck watching YouTube shorts. My dopamine levels got filled with YouTube shorts, and then I couldn't focus when it was time to execute and work for 2 hours it was. So basically what happened, I couldn't I did the work, of course I did it, but it was pretty much a lot harder than usually, because yeah, I did what I said, right? But my take is that I'm gonna be deleting YouTube when I don't have anything to upload, because it's just for work. I just have YouTube for work. And instead I journaled, by the way, about this today for 20 minutes. And instead I wrote in my journal for like 4 pages. I wrote 20 minutes. I did doing every day, by the way, journaling 20 minutes. And I wrote that instead I will be doing my task in beforehand, maybe read, and maybe do other stuff like journal and do my work maybe in the morning instead of in the afternoon, stuff like that, So yeah, that's what happened today. And after all, we're all humans, but we have to correct ourselves. That's the thing. If we do not do that, that is where most people I'm not gonna swear, but F up, okay? And yeah, that's was my day today. I am going to go to the gym in about 2 hours, and I'm gonna have some potatoes now. I've met my macros for today, which is 122 gram of protein, and I think I don't know, I'm probably going to mistake this, but 400 gram carbs or 500 gram, and 50 gram fat or 40, something like that. Might be less grams of carbs, but or might be more, I don't know, but something like that. And yeah, I made a total like execution plan and everything. I made the plan and I'm working on it every single day. And yeah, yeah, I think I'm on the right path. I'm on the right track. It feels good. My body feels energized. I feel like I'm learning something every day. I feel like I'm gonna be able to apply this later on, this information, and monetize this later on. And it feels overall good today. I was productive today, but it was a kind of a day like that. I didn't want to work, but I still got it through, thankfully. And fortunately, I have a mother that is supportive, and I can call when I don't want to feel like working, and I can just have her listen to me while reading my book, for example, and it makes just everything a lot easier. Fortunately, I have this opportunity, but other than that, today it was pretty amazing compared to like around the world, around like stuff like parts like there's obviously more harder situations, like for example people having a lot harder times than for example in Gaza and stuff like that. Of course, you always gotta be grateful for moments you have, for days you have, because people die daily. Very unfortunate, but that's reality, sadly. But yeah, that's today. And I am probably gonna go hit the gym 2 times today because I have some free time, a lot of free time right now. I've done my uni work, I've done my business work, and I just walked my dog. And yeah, so I'm gonna fill up the rest of the day with gym and a lot of chill time probably. So let's get it, and let's make our parents proud. All right, bye bye.